All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the absolute powerhouses of global finance. We're talking about four of the world's most influential stock exchanges and really get to grips with how they power, well, pretty much everything.
So, let's start with a big one. You see the headlines, right? The flashing numbers on your screen? Trillions of dollars being traded every single day. But have you ever stopped to wonder where all that money is actually going? Is it just floating around in the cloud, or is there some giant machine somewhere running the whole show?
Well, the simplest way to picture it is this. A stock exchange is just a really sophisticated, high-tech marketplace. Seriously. But instead of buying groceries, huge companies go there to sell tiny slices of their business, we call them shares, to get the cash they need to build new things, hire more people, and grow.
Okay, first stop on our world tour, India. And what we find here is this fantastic story, a real tale of old-school tradition clashing with brand-new technology, with two major exchanges at the center of it all. Now, what's really fascinating here is the time gap. I mean, look at this. You have the Bombay Stock Exchange, or BSE, which was founded way back in 1875. It's the oldest in all of Asia. And then you have more than a century of silence until 1992, when the National Stock Exchange, the NSE, just bursts onto the scene and completely rewrites the rules with technology.
And this history creates these two totally distinct personalities. You can think of the BSE as the respected grandfather. Its health check, so to speak, is the Sensex Index, which tracks its top 30 companies. Then you have the NSE, the digital revolutionary. It brought in lightning-fast electronic trading, and its big index is the Nifty 50. In fact, that focus on tech has made the NSE the world's largest exchange for derivatives trading, which are basically financial contracts that bet on the future value of something.
And just to give you a sense of the sheer scale of the grandfather, the BSE has over 5,000 companies listed on it. Think about that for a second. That's one of the largest collections of public companies anywhere on the planet, all trading in one place.
Okay, now let's hop across the globe to the US. And what's kind of wild is that we find a surprisingly similar dynamic playing out. That classic rivalry between the prestige of old money and the disruptive energy of new tech. On one side, you have the iconic New York Stock Exchange, the NYSE. This is old money. It still uses a hybrid auction system, with actual people on the trading floor helping to match buyers and sellers. It's the home of those big, stable, blue-chip giants. Then on the other side, you have NASDAQ. This is pure Silicon Valley. It was the world's first completely electronic exchange. It's a dealer's market, which is perfect for the fast-moving titans of technology and innovation.
So what does that actually look like? Well, think about it this way. The timeless, global brands you've known your whole life, like Coca-Cola and Walmart, they're right at home on the NYSE. But the tech companies that have completely reshaped our world, Apple, Microsoft, Google, yep, they are all NASDAQ companies.
Okay, so we've met the players, we kind of get their personalities, but what do they actually do? Let's get to the heart of why they matter so much. Let's break down the three core jobs these exchanges do that, honestly, power our world.
When you boil it all down, they have three essential functions. First, there's capital formation. This is the big one. They help companies get the money they need to, build factories, hire people, invent new stuff. Second is price discovery. With millions of trades happening, the constant push and pull of supply and demand figures out exactly what a company's share is worth at any given second. And third, and this is crucial, safety and regulation. They make the rules and make sure it's a fair and transparent game for everyone.
And in any big game, you gotta have a referee, right? Well, in India, the markets are watched over by SEBI, the Securities and Exchange Board of India. And over in the United States, that job belongs to the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. Their entire purpose is to make sure the system is transparent and to stop anybody from cheating.
So, we've covered the who, the what, and the how. But let's bring all this back to you. Why should you even care about those flashing green and red numbers you see on the news every night?
There's this quote that just nails it. A stock exchange is the barometer of the economy. And it's the perfect way to think about it. It's like a weather report. It measures the collective mood, the confidence, the overall financial health of a country.
And you don't need a finance degree to read the basics. It's actually a pretty simple language. When you see a sea of green, that generally means investors are optimistic, businesses are doing well, and the economy is growing. When you see a lot of red, well, that's a warning sign that things might be slowing down a bit.
But maybe the most powerful idea of all is this.
Whether it's the BSE in Mumbai or the NASDAQ in New York, these massive, complicated systems ultimately do one incredible thing. They give anyone, and that includes you, the power to own a tiny piece of the world's greatest, most innovative companies.
So, as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this thought. At the end of the day, these exchanges are all about one thing: access. They open a door for you to invest in the future. So the only real question left is, what piece of the world would you want to own?